Shivaya. Om Namah 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 Shivaya. Om
Hari Om. Welcome to today's Mahashivaratri celebrations by Chinmaya Mission UK. It's a great joy to be in satsang with all of you on this most auspicious night for all spiritual seekers, a night that we spend in contemplation and meditation. A quick overview for the program tonight. We will begin with the Shivamanas of Puja by Madhuji, followed by bhajans by Prabhat Rao, an address by Brahmacharni Sri Priyaji, concluding with a mantra meditation. For those of you who are able to stay a little longer, we'll also have a bonus rendition of the Shiva Shad Akshara Stotram by Shreyas Vishnudas. Invoking the Adi Guru Shiva, whose the nature of auspiciousness, into our hearts, we'll begin with our invocation prayers. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatye Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidwaram. We'll begin the evening with Shivamanas of Puja by Madhuji.
Hari Om. Tonight, as Roshni said, let us invoke Lord Shiva through a very beautiful composition by Adi Shankaracharya ji called Shivamanas of Puja. The literal translation of which is mental worship of Lord Shiva. Now, typically for a puja, we need all the samagris around us, quite a fair bit of space. But for a mental worship, the only samagri that we need, or the materials that we need, is a focused mind. And we carry out the puja with our whole mind immersed in it, not carrying out the actions in a mental, sort of a mechanical fashion. What is the sentiment that accompanies such a puja? As with any puja for that matter, but in this case, it is of gratitude, a reminder that what we have is indeed from Him and Him alone. And through worship, we offer the same back to Him. So what are we really offering here is that feeling that it's mine, I own this. And when we do this, we offer our ahankar, the sense of I-ness at His feet, in such a way that our entire life becomes an offering of worship to Him. And then we take back as prasad what He gives in return. As Gurudev said, when this is done, when we offer it with a complete immersion of our mind, the Lord polishes it and gives it back to us. Now, with every puja we go through several steps, typically Shodashopachara, 16 steps. And here, through these verses that Shankaracharya ji has provided, we first welcome Bhagavan, request him to sit down, wash his feet, hands, give him something to drink, or give him a bath, or abhishekam. We offer him vastra or clothes, offer abhushanam, ornaments, perform rajopachara, entertainment to the Lord. Tonight, we shall do all these upacharas, all these steps through the mind. And then we shall go through the hymn. I shall read out the meaning for each verse so that we can offer these to Him. So let us start. The verses will be projected in the slides. First verse. Ratnaikalpitamasanam himajalaihi snanancha divyambaram nanaratna vibhushitam mrigamada modankitam chandanam jati champaka bilva patra rachitam pushpam cha dhupam tatha दीपं देवदयानिधे पशुपते हृत्कल्पितं गृह्यताम्. When the Lord comes, we offer Him a seat made of precious stones, give Him a bath in cool water, give Him beautiful vastram, dress, sandalwood paste, flowers, jasmine and champaka, arranged upon bilva leaves that we know Shiva loves, fragrant incense, and deepa as light. And then we conclude by saying, O Lord, you ocean of mercy, please accept these offerings conceived in my mind for you. Next verse. Sauvarne navaratna khandarachite patre ghritam payasam bhakshyam panchavidham payodadhiyutam rambhaphalam panakam शाकानामयुतं जलं रुचिकरं कर्पूरखण्डोज्ज्वलं ताम्बूलं मनसा मया विरचितं भक्त्या प्रभो स्वीकुरु. O Lord, in a plate of gold studded with 9 kinds of gems, we offer ghee and the other delicacies made of milk and yogurt, various kinds of fruits, juices, and immeasurable varieties of vegetables. All these I conceived in my mind out of love and devotion to you. Please do accept them, O Lord. Third verse, where we offer entertainment, Rajopachara. He's tired after eating, having the Naivedyam. Chatram chamarayoryugam yajanakancha adarshakam nirmalam veena mridanga kahala kala geetancha nrityam tatha साष्टाङ्गं प्रणतिस्तुतिर्बहुविधाः ह्येतत् समस्तं मया सङ्कल्पेन समर्पितं तव विभो पूजां ग्रहाण प्रभो. As I said, once all the puja is done, the steps are done, Bhagavan is happy at the time. We pray to the Lord, we sing the praise of the Lord. The various offerings in Rajopachar include a royal umbrella, pair of royal fans, special mirror. There is instrumental music, vocal, dance. All these are offered. He also listens to the 4 Vedas, so 1 shloka from each are believed to be chanted. And then we fall prostrate at the feet of the Lord. Sashtanga, complete surrender of our ego. The 4th verse. Atma tvam girijamati sahacharaha प्राणाः शरीरं गृहम् पूजाते विषयोपभोगरचना निद्रा समाधिस्थितिः सञ्चारपदयोः प्रदक्षिणविधिः स्तोत्राणि सर्वा गिरो यद्यत् कर्म करोमि तत्तदखिलं शम्भो तवाराधनम्. It's a very beautiful verse. It says, when one has purified oneself through such puja and japa, when our mind is purified, we realize our own nature. Realize you are my Atman. My intellect is Girija, his consort. My sense organs are your attendants, and the body, realize, is a temple. All my senses minister to the enjoyment, again offered as service to thee. Sleep becomes samadhi. All my acts are the act of performing and offering to you. Work as worship. Whatever we do as a worship to him. And Guruji actually calls this step where we divinize our whole life and continue to serve the world through this. And then, of course, the last verse, typically with any puja, we conclude with a prayer of forgiveness. It's a famous verse that everybody knows. Karacharana kritam va kayajam karmajam va shravana nayanajam va manasam va paradham vihitam avihitam va sarvametat kshamasva jaya jaya karunabdhe Shri Mahadeva Shambho Shri Mahadeva Shambho. Bhagavan Shankaracharya in this verse says, after having worshipped the Lord, asks for forgiveness. O Lord, O God of gods, the most auspicious one, the very ocean of compassion, the victorious one, please forgive me for all the mistakes that I have done with my hands, feet, body, speech, ears, eyes, and indeed the mind. And with that prayer, we conclude our Manasa Puja. Sri Priyaji will also be elaborating on this shortly, but for now, I hand over to Prabhat for some melodious Rajopachara. Hari Om.
Hari Om. The first piece that I will present is a classical composition in praise of Lord Shiva. It's in Rag Bhupali. Bhupali is a rag that's sung in the late evening, so it's perfect for this time of the day. So sit back and enjoy the short classical piece. This will be followed by a bhajan that is devoted to the Guru and Lord Shiva, which all of you can join in and sing along with. Hari Om. पंचानन त्रिपुरारी हर हर महादेव हर हर महादेव ईश ईशान अखिलेश्वर हर हर पंचानन त्रिपुरारी महादेव हर हर महादेव हर वाहन बेलवसन वाघंबर वाहन बेलवसन वाघंबर व्याल माल गल धारी वाहन बेलवसन वाघंबर व्याल माल गल धारी राम रंग शिर रंग भाल चंद्रधारी हर हर महादेव हर 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 जरे गुरुचरणं दोस्तर भव सागर तरनं मानस भजरे गुरुचरणं दोस्तर भव सागर तरनं गुरु महाराज गुरु जय जय गुरु महाराज गुरु जय जय स्वामीनाथ सद्गुरु जय जय स्वामीनाथ सद्गुरु जय जय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय शिवाय नमः ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय शिवाय नमः ओम मानस भजरे गुरुचरणं दोस्तर भव सागर तरनं गुरु महाराज गुरु जय जय स्वामीनाथ सद्गुरु जय जय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय शिवाय नमः 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 मानस भजरे गुरुचरणं दोस्तर भव सागर तरनं गुरु महाराज गुरु जय जय स्वामीनाथ सद्गुरु जय जय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय शिवाय नमः अरुणाचल शिव 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 अरुण शिव अरुणाचल शिव अरुण शिव ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय शिवाय नमः ओम नमः शिवाय शिवाय नमः ओम नमः शिवाय शिवाय Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Shivaya Namah, Shivaya Namah, Shivaya Namah. बोलिए श्री शिव शंकर भगवान की जय। श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। हरि ओम। It gives us great pleasure now to welcome Brahmacharini Shri Priyaji Chaitanya to speak on this auspicious occasion. Hari Om.
Hari Om, everyone. Very happy Mahashivaratri to one and all. Before we begin, please do switch on your videos so that we can see you all. It's much better for the community feeling. We feel like we're actually together and celebrating. That's much better. All right, we'll begin by once again invoking Bhagwan Shiva. Om Namaste Astu Bhagavan Vishveshwaraya Mahadevaya Triambakaya Tripurantakaya Trikagnikalaya Kalagnirudraya Neelakanthaya Mrityunjayaya Sarveshwaraya Sadashivaya Shriman Mahadevaya Namaha. Karpura Gauram Karunavataram Samsarasaram Bhujagendraharam Sada Vasantam Hridayaravinде Bhavam Bhavani Sahitam Namami. Bhavam Bhavani Sahitam Namami. So already this evening, since we are unable to do it together, we have conducted a Manasa Puja, mental worship of Bhagwan Shiva. And just in the next few minutes, I'll just share a few thoughts on this Shivamanas of Puja. So that beautiful composition that you heard earlier, as Madhuji mentioned, was written by Bhagwan Shankaracharya. And it's especially appropriate because Bhagwan Adi Shankaracharya himself is said to be the incarnation of Lord Shiva. So Bhagwan Vedavyasa, who put everything together for us, all the scriptures, he is the incarnation of Lord Vishnu. And who better to explain what Lord Vishnu means when he says something than Lord Shiva? So Lord Shiva was incarnated as Bhagwan Shankaracharya, and through him we have such great insights into our scriptures that make it easy for even people like us to understand, thanks to him and all the work that he did. So the Shivamanasa Puja, what we are doing when we are chanting this stotram, this composition, is we are performing puja, right? We're performing worship. And along with performance of japa, repetition of the name, and chintanam, contemplation, these three are named as our bhakti sadhana. So if we want to develop devotion, what should we do? The answer is given: do puja, do japa, and do chintana. In other words, worship the Lord with your body, with your speech, and with your mind. Remain ever connected to whichever form appeals to us. And tonight we are thinking especially about the most beautiful form of our Bhagavan Shiva. So when we do Murti Puja, when we have that picture of Bhagavan in front of us, some of you may have hopefully been able to see earlier today. This is I don't know if we can call it an advantage, but everything is online now. So even in London, we can sit and we can see what's happening in Mumbai and in other places. And in our Sandipani Sadhanalaya ashram, there is the mandir of Lord Jagadishwara, most beautiful form of Lord Shiva. So you would have seen today Murti Puja being performed with the 16 steps to the Shiva Linga. So we invite Bhagavan, we offer him a seat, water to wash his hands, his feet, etc. This is how we start with our worship. Okay. Then, once we have worshipped Bhagavan in a particular form, through satsang, through exposure to scriptures, what we ideally want to start recognizing is my beloved Lord Shiva or Krishna or Rama is not only present in this one particular form, but I can see divinity in nature, in the glories of this creation. When I see a beautiful sunrise or sunset, in winter, it's easy to see the sunrise. In summer, very few people see the sunrise. We wait for the sun to wake us up. So sunrise, sunset, in some beautiful sight. It can even be something as simple as a rainbow, right? Something. And we start to recognize in these especially beautiful or magnificent aspects of creation, we start to associate those things with divinity. So I'm not just looking at light being refracted through raindrops that's producing this nice picture. Yes, that's also happening. But the delight that I feel, that I take in that beautiful sight, is because I'm connecting with divinity. Not just with inert drops of water and light. We start to recognize the divinity in creation. And for this specific purpose in the Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna has given us so many examples, so many places to look. But that is not the ultimate stage of puja. So the first stage of puja is having a form in front and offering worship, right? So having materials, water, flowers, etc. The second is to recognize divinity in this creation. But the third, most beautifully articulated, is to recognize God as creation. Not in creation, in particular aspects, but as this entire creation and everything that is included within it. That is our final stage that we want to get to. And if we see God as the entire creation, then what kind of puja can we do? We can still do Murti Puja to that particular form. But it's said that at that stage, our puja becomes service to people around us, service to beings in this creation. That is the highest form of puja. So on Shivaratri or Janmashtami or Ramanavami, we make a special effort to do puja, right? we sit down and we gather our things and we say, okay, today at least today I will do some worship. Which is great. It's good. Because something is always better than nothing. But we should also know where we have to get to. We should know that this life is not meant only for doing Murti Puja and that's it. Not thinking anymore about it. We should start to recognize God everywhere. So this is puja. Then we have manasa, right? Shivamanasa Puja. So puja, we've seen 3 stages. What is this manasa indicating? So manasa means of the mind. It is puja that is conducted with the mind. So does that mean that any other puja is conducted mindlessly? You simply sit there and you... Sometimes that's how it feels, right? You go to the temple or you go somewhere. Pujari is doing puja, let him do. I'll just sit here. My mind can entertain itself everywhere else it wants to go. So body is present, mind is on an adventure. So Manasa Puja doesn't mean that when we are actually physically doing it, our mind is absent, right? There, the mind should definitely be involved. Manasa Puja means exclusively with the mind. So the body is not making any offerings. It's happening only in the mind. And that means it requires a bit more concentration and focus, right? It's very easy to let the mind wander when you're doing puja. I remember once being present in a puja where we had sat down. There were lots of people doing it together. Many yajamans. Not in London, don't worry. Somewhere else. There were lots of people. And the main yajaman, main family, they sat down. And after some time, you know, if they need something, right? If they run out of flowers or some offering, then they'll call the sevak and say, please, can you give me this? So other people were calling. And then this, the lady in that main yajman family, suddenly she called a sevak. And so we thought, okay, what does she need? And somebody went to her and she said, I think I've left the gas on in my kitchen. Please, can someone go and check? I can't remember. So suddenly in the puja, some other thought will come. The mind wanders, right? So in this Manasa Puja, because you don't even have the support of you may be chanting, but even the chanting is not happening out loud. The offerings are not happening with the body. So the mind has to be extra focused and concentrated. Sometimes we think, let's not, we don't need all these flowers and this and that. It's much easier to just sit down and think. Actually, it's more difficult. The mind has to be ready to really focus and make those offerings. But if we can do it, it is such a joyful experience in itself. Because when you do it with your mind, there's no limit to what you can offer. Like Bhagavan says in the composition, Ratnehi kalpitam asanam. So normally when we make an asana, whether it's a Swamiji or somebody comes, or we do it in the puja, whatever cloths we have available, we give, right? At the most, you can go and buy something new if you think you need it. But if you're doing it with your mind, you can offer anything. So he says, I offer a seat that is studded with gems, with jewels. So even if you don't have any money to buy jewels for yourself, no diamonds or rubies in the bank, you can offer it to Bhagavan because it's in your mind. You can't, sitting here, we can't go to Gangaji and take that water which Bhagavan likes. But in our mind, we can imagine that we're offering that water from Ganga. I remember Guruji said that, Bhagavan anyway lives in Kailash. So it's such a cold place. But he likes Ganga Jal, which is freezing. If you go up to Gangotri, etc., you go to the source of Gangaji. So cold. But Bhagavan Shiva is ahead of the curve, because nowadays the big wellness trend is ice bath, right? Take a freezing cold shower and it's good for your health. Bhagavan Shiva knew. So he likes that water. So you can offer it, even if you don't have Ganga Jal in your house. The most beautiful flowers, bilva leaves, all kinds of food. There is no limit. And that's the beauty of this Manasa Puja. And whom are we worshipping? Bhagavan Shiva. Bhagavan Shiva, who in his form, we all know the description we have seen, who is Karpura Gauram, who is as fair as the camphor. Very fair. And he is Karunavataram. He is the abode of compassion. He is the incarnation of compassion, in fact. So we see some description of him as Lord Shiva who lives in Kailash with Parvati ji. But we also have the description of him as Ishvara, who is compassion incarnate, who is love incarnate, who is knowledge incarnate. Samsara Saram. So we saw Lord Shiva as a deity, Lord Shiva as Ishvara, Lord Shiva as the supreme truth, Samsara Saram. He is the essence of this samsara. This samsara, which is described by Bhagavan Shankaracharya in one place, like a banana tree, plantain tree. If you've seen a banana tree, lots of leaves, right? Big leaves. If you keep pulling the leaves, if you keep pulling at the trunk, you will be able to take it apart. All the leaves will come off, and in the middle, there is nothing. It's empty. This is how Bhagavan Shankaracharya describes. In another place, he says, in samsara, there is not even the least smell of happiness. You can't even smell it. Why? Because if we take the world as the world and we ignore the world as God, we will not find peace. We will not find happiness. If we take the world as God, we will find what we are looking for. Because he is this essence that we are all seeking, that we are all craving. We can give up so many things, right? Whether it's today, many of you may have fasted, right? Not feasting fast, actual fast. So you give up particular type of food, right? Some people don't eat food at all. Some people don't even drink water. So we can give up even that thing that we love. But you ask us to give up being happy. You ask us to give up, stop trying to be happy. We can't do it. There is no way. What are we seeking? Actually, we are seeking Lord Shiva. Because as the Upanishads tell us, Shantam Shivam Advaitam, that truth that we are all seeking, that is our own self, that is true peace. And the result of puja, the result of this worship, is actually that we recognize that Bhagavan in our own heart. As we see in the penultimate verse of this stotram, The realization of the worshipper is, oh Bhagwan, Atmatvam, you are my own self. That blissful, peaceful you, I see you within. I don't have to look outside for you anymore. I can close my eyes and I recognize you. I recognize your true nature as my own self. What a beautiful realization. Then everything I do is puja. Everywhere I go, I'm doing your pradakshina. I'm walking around you. I'm offering myself to you. When I sleep, I'm in meditation. For us, sleep is a state of blissful ignorance. Thank God I can just leave everyone behind for a few hours at least. Everybody out, physically and mentally. For the realized person, sleep is being one with Bhagavan. So puja may seem like a very simple ritual, but it's extremely powerful, extremely potent. And you know, sometimes we feel, I don't feel any devotion when I do puja. I sit and I offer flowers and I chant mantras. I don't feel anything. Sometimes it just seems like it's happening by rote. I may as well be reciting times tables or something. Looking at a nice picture. There's no bhava. It doesn't matter. Pujya Guruji beautifully points out that even if we don't feel that devotion, by being disciplined in the practice, we will develop devotion, and there is no doubt in that. See, if we give up the practice, then we have no chance anyway of developing devotion, right? It's not suddenly going to strike us like lightning. It's not suddenly going to drop down on us. One day I was walking down the street and suddenly devotion was granted to me. But if we try, if we put forth that effort, it can happen. We need love and we need that dedication and consistency. And actually, you know, all that's required is Bhagavan to be pleased with us. And as said in so many places, it's not what we give, it's how we give that pleases the Lord. And Bhagavan Shiva is Ashutosha. He is easily pleased. So once again, let us offer our pranams. And now we will have an opportunity to be led through some beautiful meditation with Prabhat to conclude this evening.
Hari Om again. This short mantra meditation is going to be in Rag Shivaranjani. It's an apt raga to offer to Lord Shiva. Let's sit in a comfortable position. Relax every part of our bodies. Gently close our eyes and have no thought other than that of the Lord. We will start by chanting Om Namah Shivaya and gradually proceed to the Lingashtakam, constantly slowing the pace and increasing the gaps between the phrases of every repetition. To quote Gurudev Swami Chinmaya, music is an ornamentation of silence, he said. And it's this silence that we hope to find through meditation within ourselves. Namah Shivaya. Om 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 Namah Shivaya. Namah Shivaya. Om 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 Namah Shivaya. Namah Shivaya. Namah Shivaya. Brahma Murari Surarchitalingam Nirmalabhashita Shobhitalingam Janmajadukha Vinashakalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam Devamuni Pravararchitalingam Kamadaham Karunakaralingam Ravanadarpa Vinashanalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam Sarva Sugandhi Sulepitalingam Buddhi Vivardhana Karanalingam Siddha Surasuravanditalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam Kanaka Mahamani Bhushitalingam Hanipati Vestita Shobhitalingam Dakshasuyagnya Vinashanalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam कुङ्कुमचन्दनलेपितलिङ्गम् पङ्कजहारसुशोभितलिङ्गम् सञ्चितपापविनाशनलिङ्गम् तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गम् देवगणार्चितसेवितलिङ्गम् भावये भक्तिविदेव च लिङ्गम् दिनकरकोटिप्रभाकरलिङ्गम् तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गम् अष्टदलोपरिवेष्टितलिङ्गम् सर्वसमुद्भवकारणलिङ्गम् अष्टदरिद्रविनाशनलिङ्गम् तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गम् सुरगुरुसुरवर पूजितलिङ्गम् सुरवनपुष्प सदार्चितलिङ्गम् परात्परं परमात्मकलिङ्गम् प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गम् पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ
Hari Om. We have a few announcements. Honoring the International Women's Day that was recognized on March 8th, Chinmaya Mission globally is organizing a series of talks entitled She Inspired. These will take place online starting from tomorrow, March 12th to March 15th. The format is going to be short talks by various Swaminis and Brahmacharinis of the Chinmaya Mission, including our own Sri Priyaji, and a special address by Puja Swami Swarupananji, the global head of Chinmaya Mission. Do tune in into the Chinmaya channel YouTube for these talks. They'll be taking place from 1:30 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. UK time, but are also available for viewing later as well. These are not just for women. Everyone are welcome and also highly encouraged to join. Tonight, we're also particularly excited to announce that Hanuman Jayanthi this year will be celebrated on Sunday, April 25th, from 11:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Due to the current circumstances, this will take place online via Zoom and YouTube. The Hanuman Chalisa will be chanted 51 times, and you will have the opportunity, as in previous years, to sponsor a Chalisa. If you are interested in sponsoring, the link for the sponsorship is on the screen, or you should also be receiving a flyer soon. You can also reach out to hanuman@chinmayauk.org if you would like to register. Finally, if you would like to offer a donation for today's event, the link is again on the screen, and you would have also seen it on the flyer that you would have all received. So feel free to go in there and you can make your donations. Thank you so much for joining us for this very special Mahashivaratri satsang. We hope that you're leaving inspired to strengthen your sadhana. May we all keep our spiritual goal of attaining Shiva in focus and continue our contemplation and meditation. We look forward to seeing you at the next event. Hari Om.
Namah Shivaya. Omkaram bindu samyuktam nityam dhyayanti yoginaha. Omkaram bindu samyuktam nityam dhyayanti yoginaha. Kamadam mokshadam chaiva. Omkaraya namo namaha. Kamadam mokshadam chaiva. Omkaraya namo namaha. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
It seems like we're having some audio difficulties. We wanted to continue to play the stotram, but I think we'll now end the evening. Thank you, everyone. Hari Om.